Bitcoin exchange-traded products, ETPs, have had a good month in March. BTC assets under management had grown exponentially in this one-month period to touch a new all-time high. This is propelled forward by the inflows that have categorized these ETPs in the last month. This has made March one of the most successful months for Bitcoin ETPs, as all BTC products have marked positive net flows over this time period. The total Bitcoin AUM had gone up dramatically in March. Looking at the numbers show this movement to be one of the highest growth trends ever recorded in this regard. The previous one was a jump that was recorded back in November of 2021. By February, the total asset under management had been sitting at 165 BTC. However, by the end of March, this number had grown as high as 437 BTC. This constituted a new record for BTC under management. Related reading: Bitcoin retail reaches second highest buying rate in history. Good or bad? The net inflows for March were a big addition to this. In total, there were 12,727 BTC that flowed into ETPs last month alone. This had helped the digital asset market's strongest month in terms of ETP inflows since November. Inflows were recorded all across the board and across all regions. An example of this was the Canadian ETFs, which recorded one of the sharpest growth in its history last month. They have been able to increase their total AUM by a total of 6,066 BTC in this time period. Additionally, ProShares also recorded positive inflows. For the rolling period of March 20th to March 25th, it had been able to break out of the low momentum that had plagued it in previous months, which were attributed to the associated rolling costs. This had also resonated through Europe. The region, which had been recording net outflows for the last 3 months, had seen a switch up. This reversal had seen substantial amounts of inflows coming during the month of March. Most of these inflows are being attributed to the Bitcoin recovery in recent times. During the rolling week in March, Bitcoin had seen more strength on the backdrop of the LFG's Bitcoin reserve strategy. Not only had this translated to a higher value for the digital asset, but it had also seen inflows into ETPs grow exponentially. Related reading: